Hey, good morning, all. Hey, guys. I woke up last night. I short the market at 145 last night. I short the market based on my big picture analysis. So I have one YM E mini, one NQE mini, and one micro on NQ. The reason I short, guys, I short up here in the zone. The reason I short is my big picture analysis, right? Where you have the trend and the peak call ratio for the first time in a while alignment on a overbought situation on the 2 days of a run up. Because of that, I short the market. Sorry, I didn't put on more volume, but I didn't want to put on and fell asleep on any big position. I put a stop, I took the stop off. I'm going to take the win here for 1050, 1040 on NQ. YM, same setup, right? He was a little more he was actually a little more what would I say a little more weaker based on my analysis, right? So I take the $400 here, guys. I mean, he could come down into this zone here and then thing, but we take the win here for 410. Okay, and we have one micro on. This is a demand zone here. This is a buy zone. So we pivot out the zone, went right back up, hit the supply zone, and then come right down. These zones work real well in pre-market and overnight session. During the day they work, but the volatility is so much they tend to blow through some of the zones based on candle formation. Long or the wicks is better come into these zones and then pivot right out. You make money right away. But if you get solid bullish candles, they don't work. So see this here? Where we open up here overnight. You see how the pop up here? All right, then just flatten out. And the Globex open, just flatten out. Gonna catch a bid and then just keep trading sideways to down. Both of them. NQ was the same too. All right. Let me see the micro. If he coming into a zone, I'll take it off. Yes, he's coming right into a zone here. See here? He could pop out of that zone, so we take the win there. $97 win. All right. See, when I was doing my write up last night, I actually and the psychological market indicators, market internals, the put call was 0.65 indicating still an overbought condition, and the trend actually was at 45. I saw that. I posted on Twitter because they give me an idea that this market, for the first time, we have that type of alignment. And the market, even, I even wrote this too. I finished my write up. I'm going to finish it, but see, it's here. Worth noting, the market internal put call ratio and trend in alignment indicating overbought. Usually you get a pullback. All right, guys. That's a big picture analysis. And then, these guys are trying to turn. They close below the 21, all of them, right? So my analysis was, even though with that pullback, we still a critical point here. When I saw that scenario on my analysis last night, I short the market. I short it in a zone. I just don't pick a random place to short. I short it in a supply zone and stay short. All right. I like to get out before 6 o'clock. Market usually have these weird every half hour and the hour. The market try to pivot. All right. So you don't want to get, I still think it would come back down. And if you could notice how we setting up, all right. Yesterday we didn't have no supply zones. There was no sell zones. There was no zones. The market was wide open on a rally. Here we got a bunch of sell and demand zones sitting above and below price, right? So on the market internals, this is what I look to determine that condition, right? See here? Look at this guy here, right? The SKEW, it's still above 135, indicating there's some fear in the market. But if it's been like this for months anyhow, and market still rally. Here's the levels here. Put call below 75, overbought condition. See here? Now, this is the kicker here. This one here, it's above 2. Your rally is below 50, neutral or bear or $50 is still neutral. So between 50 and 2, you're in that neutral state. You go up to the extreme, above 2, you get to pull back the next day. If they're in alignment, sometimes it works independently based on the market configuration. And then if you go below 50, it's bearish. So that was the analysis. All right. And one other thing I like to look at too at night, at 3 o'clock when the market open, when Asia closed and we open up the European market, I like to see what the VIX doing. So here's what happened. VIX went to 18 plus yesterday, closed over 2 points down, came below the mean, and then now watch, we get that drop, it's above the mean. So remember the VIX was up here. When you get too close as above the Bollinger Band, the next day you get a pullback. You see that red candle there? The VIX pullback. VIX pullback helped the market, all right? Here we drop below the mean. We get this big picture analysis. Market come down a little. And we above the mean again, right? And as you can see, these indicators only work when the market open. But you could see, right, what's happening here. Bonds are holding steady, right? The yen is coming down, and the dollar above the yen. So, gold. There's a reason why these are not trading in alignment with the indices coming down. And it's all because we're going to check to see what the yield is doing. Right? Last night the yield was up big when I was writing my report. When the yield is up big, it put pressure on the bonds. Right? So as the yield come down, the dollar strengthens, yield goes up, bonds come down, dollar weaken, bank stocks rally. Right? So if we look here, let's see what the dollar is doing. Dollar up. See that? Dollar up, put pressure on gold, put pressure on the yen, right? Put pressure on bank stocks if the yield and the dollar is down together, right? If the yield rally yesterday, bank stocks caught fire, right? Bonds goes down. So that's the scenario, guys. So we look at Bitcoin here. Oh man, I was going to short them last night and I did not. I short the micro, 50 cents a tick. So every 1,000 points, you would get a dollar on 50 here, $150 and just drop here. Every 500 points, $50. 1,100. The reason why I was looking at Bitcoin last night also was this. I was looking, the daily chart was still intact, right? Was still in stock, was green, momentum shifting on the squeeze. But when I looked down at the 1 minute, I can see the 1 minute is turning down, squeeze looking to fire. Look at the 4 to 5 minute, the same, and the 30 minute, the same. That's why I wanted to short it. But I was a little hesitant because I tried 3 days in a row and I had to take them off. Small loss, $50 loss, was because this guy was still positive, right? So I look at the lower time frame first. I look at a bigger time frame, a lower time frame. I mean, momentum is shifting, but the squeeze is still below the zero line, right? You can see how he's trading between these three lines here, right? These are voodoo lines from simpler trading, the most powerful tool, including the squeeze. Must have tools, guys, if you're trading, right? So see how this guy trade in these zones here? When he break one, continue rallying. So you could play that with alignment with the squeeze. Also, sometimes look at the MACD crossover. All right, MACD could fire short before the squeeze fire short, and vice versa. So that's the Bitcoin and trading view, guys. Yield flat. So this is my big dashboard when I'm doing my analysis. This is the transport, the tick, advance, the odd line here, vol, the vol spread, and I have EMD, ES, gold, yen, bonds, and the dollar yen pair here, right? So we make some quick money there, guys. We make 1,000 for, yeah, make like $1,500 overnight. Can't go wrong, right? So I was dying to wake up and check it too because I looked at my phone. I went to bed around 2 o'clock, set my stop. I didn't think the market was coming down though. I keep looking at the market. I was just deteriorating. But let me show you something here. So if we look here, I saw the Nikkei was just rallying like a bat out of hell, the Asia Pacific market. But New Zealand, South Korea, and Australia was trading negative. So here what was happening here. New Zealand was down a little. This guy was up. These two guys were down. China was trading mixed, and Hong Kong was deteriorating, right? India was up when I went to bed. Well, so I didn't wait for this open, but I anticipate once China is started to pull back, we get to carry forward. And then the news on this guy here, right? Evergrande and his crazy liability crisis. See, last night, this was exactly what was happening. Bond yield was rising, right? Last night, so up like 0.35. Now it's flat. But that's it. Now, if we look here at the future side, you can see how the market deteriorates, right? So India's the only one that was up. The DAX is up a little, but everybody else was feeling the pinch in the euros on the future side. So when I start doing my write-up and I look at the Asia market, Asia Pacific, I start documenting what I was seeing as part of my write-up. All right. I already put that Japan was down. All right. Japan was already closed. All right. This guy was down 164. These guys were mixed. So when I wake up, I got a good idea. And these guys were down. India was up. But I didn't change India because it opened at 11:45, was still straight in green. But I document these guys ahead of time. So I will get a good idea how the market performed last night. Right. So I do big picture analysis and I take trade big and big picture analysis based on the internals and the general condition of the market, right? So this morning we got a few people speaking and they could move the market. Look here, Powell at 10, new home sale. Got some Fed members speaking all morning. So market going to be a little crazy based on what these guys said, right? So that's my big picture analysis. See how we come right into these zones and pivot? Look, come right into an existing demand zone here. See, this is an untested zone and pop right out of it, right? So that's why I take my profit, right? See, if I had more than one, maybe I would have level one more run. But when you come to these zones, you got to respect them, even though they were tested already, right? So we look at YM. See, it's coming into that zone too. Take your profit and you run. The zones work during pre-market. Globex session and pre-market. Yeah. Okay, that's all for now, guys. Later.